And I just wondered.
All right, good evening, everyone. Hate to break up the visiting, but yeah, we'll get through it faster. Welcome to the meeting of the Rutland Town Select Board. This is our regular meeting. Today is Tuesday, August 25th. We have good gathering in the audience, and we'll get to you shortly. But we have a full select board tonight. I think I started that in last time. So Kurt Hathaway, Joe Denardo, Mary Ashcroft, Matt Getty, and Sharon Russell. And Bill Sweet, our town administrator, is here. So please rise and join me. I've said it more in the last couple of weeks than I have in the last 50 years. So the select board meeting of August 11th. There's a full board. Is there a motion? So moved. Approved. There is second.
Second.
And seconded. Any additions, deletions, corrections?
I have a question.
Yep. Right.
Page 2.
Yep.
Subdivision bylaw number 3 says that Selectman Denardo moved to repeal and replace. Did we vote? Was that?
Yeah.
Were we doing that like?
No.
Oh, I missed the vote. Yep, all of that. It passed.
That could be important.
It could be important later.
Yeah, we should probably.
You can write that in. Yep, it passed.
Okay, so which what I think.
3.
Okay. And I believe it was unanimous.
It was.
Do you remember who seconded it?
No. I'll find out. Details.
No,
I'm not sure. You can check the record.
Who wants to say?
no, just. Board voted unanimously. Nobody voted against this one. Right?
No. So
Okay, thank you. Any other additions, deletions, corrections? Look at that. It's only really 2 pages long. Yeah.
Like the meeting was an hour long.
yeah.
Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 5-2. All right, the orders have all been reviewed.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve. Second. And seconded. Any discussion of any of them? I would make a note that the Weston and Sampsonville is for Northwood Pool and the ongoing work that they are doing for us up there. It's an installment. And it is indeed our bill, even though it's made out to the town of Rutland, Massachusetts, but we know it's ours. Because Weston and Sampson was up there for.
No, I think we should
town.
start it from the master.
I'm actually writing the email right now
Okay.
and asking them to make a change or refund this.
Okay, our greetings to our.
So Mike, are they actually working for you?
Working.
Yeah.
Or are they working for Rutland, Massachusetts?
Well, they're working for me, I have been.
It's possible they're doing both.
They could be.
Greetings to our fellow select board in Rutland. Okay, all in favor of approving the orders, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. And takes care of the orders. Are there any board member announcements?
Yes, me.
Yep.
First of all, I would like to thank Mike Rowe, our townwide celebration, the 2 super cooks, Matt and Mary. Bill, who filled in anywhere he was needed, and it's greatly appreciated. Our police force, Y'all did a good job. So did you, Sunshine. We couldn't have done it without everybody's help. I think it turned out pretty spectacular. And
Fire department.
just give me a minute, sir, if you would just simply give me a minute. And God bless the the fire chief's wife, because she has to put up with him. But he did a great job. Everybody involved did a super job, and I'm impressed. Everything that was done, and our cooks were outstanding.
Well, thank you. The highway guys were pretty good too. I mean, they
Yep.
brought one of their brand new shiny piece of equipment.
Yep.
As far as I could tell, didn't have any dings on it. It was really good.
And Bill, every time I
Oh,
looked
and
someplace, he
Barbara's-
was filling the soda, he was driving the car. So, thank you, Bill.
Barbara's got her hand raised. The
Oh,
planning-
God, yes, Barbara, I'm
the planning
sorry.
commission was there.
Well, I'm just leaning my ear in. I was waiting for the planning commission.
And the
Well,
planning
yeah,
commission
but-
that did a super job. It did, didn't
Yeah,
it?
you did. I know.
Yeah. Listen, you have to forgive me. I have Lyme disease, so my brain's not with me.
Hey,
Has the fire department got enough depreciation money for a new grill?
yes.
Blaming my cooked burger.
Entirely on mine. All the
I got
burgers-
the grill. And the last time I got a bad grill, I think the rec department was required to get a new grill, so. I hope
And we
you-
did.
Yeah, and you did. So please, fire department, a new grill, I think is probably time. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. And I know you'll let somebody else use the new grill and I'll.
Already been adopted.
That's okay.
Next to the generator.
Okay. Update from the select board chair, just a reminder, and it's well in advance, that the first circle will be coming out in October, so get your articles in September 15th. Folks, if you wish to write. And you should have a lot of stuff that happened over the summer, so I'm sure all of the department heads will want to say something. We also received a thank you note from I think it's Evelyn Caputo, thanking the Rutland Town Scholarship Committee and of course the whole select board in the town for the award of a scholarship. She is at the University of New Hampshire studying music education, and she hopes to come back to this area. So that's really good news. And we have a fan letter. We don't get those very often. So this is from Ina Sears, who may or may not be related to someone here in the audience. To everyone involved in the mowing of the edges of Rutland Town roads, the mowing has been fantastic. The area between Rutland Veterinary Clinic and Route 7 is done so nice, makes me proud to be here. And to all the fellows who do the snow plowing, a super job. And a very high five to our town hall employees that keep everything running smoothly, as well as the select board. Not sure whether we're helping run things smoothly or whether they're keeping us running smoothly. I'm not sure what that is. I'm proud to be a resident and feel our taxes are worth every cent. Have a great year, all of you. Stay healthy and keep smiling. So thank your mom, would you, Dave? That's a lovely letter.
Oh, if you look at it, you'll see it.
Okay. That's all I have. Questions from the floor or public comments? I think we'll start with the gentleman down back, and then we have folks here from up back of the farm.
Yeah.
So let's start with the gentleman down. Come on up.
So I got some pictures right here if you guys want to look at them.
Yes.
GPS, you taking something?
The tree down at the cemetery, on Genie Hill Cemetery. It's been there 3-4 weeks now. I know there's been many calls who the cemetery committee about having it taken care of. And, one thing that bothers me, my father goes up there every 3 days because my mom died last October and puts fresh flowers. And he sees that all the time. It's on two headstones. They should be taking out the headstones because, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of disrespectful sitting there that long. Oh, it's fault.
Yep.
Oh.
Cut off first thing in the morning.
I appreciate it.
There was one of the other commissioners was gonna get it done, but didn't make it. Didn't get there.
There's a,
No.
there is another dead tree. Just above Roxy and Burns.
Yeah.
There's some, dead, spruce.
Yeah. Yeah, we've
I
been,
just want to make mention of that too.
yeah, we've been trying to come up with a game plan for a lot of those gnarly trees that need to go at some point in time.
Okay.
Trying to find a affordable way of getting rid of all of them. 'Cause there's gonna be a lot of big pine trees that are gonna be an issue at some point in time here.
Right. But no, I just,
Yeah,
like I said,
I'll grab a couple of my guys. We'll cut it off first thing in the morning.
appreciate it.
Yep, no problem at all.
Thank you very much.
First one of our, cemetery commissioners, so thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Okay,
Yep.
and thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a good night.
You want these? Yeah, you
I'll
probably.
see you in the morning.
Okay, folks here from, Quarterline Road.
So, Josh Belock is not power of attorney. He never signed paperwork.
And how do you know this? Oh, could you identify yourself,
Oh,
please?
Shelley Lutz from Clarendon, Quarterline Road on Clarendon. Through Josh's mom
Okay.
is how we know it. So to me, it's probably pretty accurate. So Josh does not have power of attorney, so there's no eviction process happening as far as we know right now. And I did send Deputy Chief some pictures of cars that
Good.
don't belong there. They weren't the greatest pictures, but I think good enough. You could probably read the license plates on them. And then I had a car parked up in the Rutland Town pull off or turn around right at the Clarendon line. All kinds of trash that I'm waiting for Dave and his crew to pick up now because I picked it up and put it in a nice little pile and bag. But there's got to be something that can be done with that house.
Now, we've got a few updates. I've seen some emails back and forth, so. Chief, do you have an update for us that you can share? And then Dave, you did have, there was some thought given to enlarging the pull-off or not enlarging
rid of
it, but getting rid of more of it. I think that's what.
Well, I think that's the one down on Boardman Hill that they want filled in more. I'm talking about the one on the Quarterline Road that Byron put in on Dave Chaffee's property.
Okay.
So
Dave, are you aware of that one?
So, yeah, that one was put in, so the Clarendon and Rutland Town could turn around during winter plowing operations. If not, Clarendon has to drive all the way down to Boardman Hill to turn around and come back up. So that was my understanding. That's why that was put in.
Okay. And is it attracting a lot of trash dumping?
From time to time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys.
It's not an everyday thing, but there's a pile there and then there's not for 2 months and then there is. And we kind of, I don't know that that's on a regular basis, but we kind of patrol that from time to time because we got to check for potholes and for grading and stuff. So we go up there every so often.
All right, an update from the police department, if any.
Yeah, so the information about Josh's son, or not Josh's son, but Dave's son. Originally was given to us, obviously it's bad information, we have since confirmed what you said as well.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to figure out a different way to go after it. Cause we understand that anything to do with eviction, even getting paperwork at this point, we're a year and a half, 2 years away from it.
Right.
We've shot that. So we're trying to figure out a different way to get it.
So Dave's back home. So,
That's the other part we found out as well.
so anybody done a wellness check?
Somebody would have to call us to tell us.
Yeah.
If they need them checked on.
So my other question is what's the house septic system rated for? Because I heard from one of the Rutland City police officers that there's like 10 people living there. And you got a camper van that we don't know where their sewage is going.
Man,
Yeah,
it's the
that
same one
question
that
is-
talked about the person with the warrant in the house. Were you the one that brought that up last meeting?
It was probably Karen.
Okay, is this the same situation though, where that same officer? Okay.
Oh, no, it's not the same officer. It was somebody I ran into at the park. He was on a bike patrol
Okay.
and I happened to see him in the parking lot. So he was, I think, part of your second night up there. So, yeah, so the house, the sewer, the sewage coming from that camper that's parked out in the side yard.
I need, it's because of Dave. Fine.
Yeah. Well, I've been listening to that and it's like, who's that talking in my back ear? Anyway, so yeah, there's just a lot of concern on the Quarter Line Road and just feel that, people are being somewhat ignored. So for lack of a better word.
Well, we certainly heard you last time you were in here. We have checked a few things. Dave's aware of the issue, so I'm disagreeing a little bit that you're.
Well,
feeling-
I sent Dave a picture early last week and the trash is still there. So.
Okay. As to the septic and all of that, there could be records. Sometimes, well, Pete might, there, anything prior to 2007 is grandfather. Did I get the date right? January 1st? Okay.
Septics are designed by bedrooms of the household, not necessarily the residents in it. So there's,
Well, I think when that house was built, it was built for 4 people living in it.
it's a bedroom.
the
It's
bedroom.
per
It's not
bedroom.
house,
It's not per people.
Not for people, so if it's
Yeah.
a 3-bedroom house, they design a
And-
certain.
And from a town standpoint, we don't have any standing on that, on their
Mhm.
septic
It's
system. That'd be
forwarded to
a
the
state A&R problem, maybe. But I doubt you're gonna get any response out of them.
If
on
you observe this, sewerage running on the ground, surfacing.
The house is too
certainly
far
something.
set back for any of that.
Yeah.
So,
If the camper is being used and they're just using, got to hook up to holes in the sewage is going on the ground, that's the only thing.
That's another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whether that gets into our health officer being able to go up and, check on that. I don't know what the rules are, but
We've been to residents, right, and we've spoken to folks in the camper, in the presence of the camper, right, standing right there at the entrance. And didn't smell a single thing in terms of foul odor or anything that would, present sewage being just dumped out of the ground, whatever that's worth.
no, that's fine. It's so far off the road, you can't tell from the road.
Right.
Just that we know the camp.
I've been standing right in
Yeah.
front of it and you don't
Yep.
smell it. So. We saw that would indicate that, nothing smell indicating that, so.
So I think part of the takeaway here is that we're not going to go away.
Ma'am,
I mean,
we're
you,
here and we're glad.
you can
you're
keep
here.
coming back and
Yeah.
we're gonna tell you the same thing
Oh, I
until we
know.
can catch them breaking the law, like our hands are tied.
I would like to hear from other folks, that we might not have heard from, especially folks in Rutland town who were there, so.
Go for it.
Anything else?
Come on, Pete.
Pete?
I'm just here for ears to hear.
Okay.
I've been told by a lot of neighbors and so forth that you folks can't do anything about it. And so I want to hear that spoken from here. And I guess the next question is, why?
If no laws are being broken, and the sewage isn't surfacing, and we have no zoning in Rutland town that would prohibit the parking of the camper. That's why some of the things we just are not able to do that you might hear as remedies in other towns. So there's limitations to what we can do. This is private property. Now, we've also encouraged the neighbors, as you see things that are suspicious, and I think please be in touch with the police department. That's how they then can follow up on what you see and observe. And I think you have. I think there was someone who had fallen in the road and was a concern. And you reported that and the police came. I'm not going to ask them to disclose when they're up there patrolling, but they have assured us that is part of their patrol. So they are around there, and I'm guessing that some of you folks have seen them up there. If you have other suggestions for what you think we should be doing, let's hear them.
Well, we've seen a lot of scenes that haven't been recorded about people laying in the road.
Well, please do let us
And the
know
police,
every time it happens.
when they come, they know exactly who it is, they know his name,
Mhm.
and he has quite a reputation. And it's a little unnerving when you live there to have this constant. It's been going on for years.
When was the last one?
I have no idea. I mean, we
So-
don't sit out on the road and wait for somebody to do that.
No.
If you're passing by and see it, why, I happened to be one time, I don't know
Okay.
how long ago it was, but he was laying in the middle of the road and the fellow had come the other way. I was coming up Quarter Line Road,
Mhm.
and he lives over in the park here across from the ball field.
Okay.
And he was concerned about the location in the middle of the road. And he said, we should move him. And I said, no.
Yeah.
You don't touch him.
Did one of you call the police
He
or
did.
ambulance? Okay.
The other fellow called and the police officer came. Can't even tell you who it was.
How long ago was that, roughly?
I have no idea. I don't keep track of those things.
No,
I
but
just know they're happening,
Yeah.
and it's happened more than once.
I know Pete's neighbor called 911 in November to get him picked up out of the middle of the road.
okay. Has it happened since November?
Oh, he went to the VA.
Okay.
That was only 3 days. Before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, figures.
I don't think he could get out there, even with his walker, to get
Yeah.
in the middle of the road.
Mr. Anderson, anything that you've observed that you think we should know about? No.
Well, I'm curious about one thing,
Yeah.
and that is if that house is being taxed as a homestead or a boarding house, because there's 6, 8, 10 cars there all the time. And I don't think that should be as a homestead, because it's not one family living there, it's several people that are there.
We've got one of our listers here. If the owner is residing in his house and other people in there, is it taxed as a residence or is it taxed as
It's
something?
taxed as a residence. There's no boarding house. You'd have a commercial property designation, and homes such as his would be classified as a residence for purposes of an assessment. Even multifamily homes, sometimes apartments are still classified as a residence under our software system.
Okay. That's my question.
So you're welcome to come anytime. You're welcome. And please do, if you see something, let the police know right away. That's how we start building up information that might be useful. And please do come in, talk with us anytime. We have, obviously, there are things that the police department does share with us that we don't necessarily share with the public. So they're well aware of the situation up there. Yes.
On another subject while we're here, could you give us an update on the mall, how that's coming along? I know they were waiting for a building permit and it was supposed to be about this time, and
Yeah.
then they were gonna start.
Well, they got the demolition permit.
I know
They
that.
decided they weren't going to. I'm reaching for my calendar because it's one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. The pre-hearing conference for the mall will be on September, I believe it's 11th. Nope, September 10th. The District Commission has decided they will do a hearing. There was some thought early on that maybe it would just be, if they did everything and got all of the permits they were supposed to, the mall would just get a minor permit, but I was pretty sure that wasn't going to happen. So sure enough, Thursday, the 10th of September, there will be a site visit at the Diamond Run Mall at 9:30. They don't take any testimony at site visits. And then at 10:30, the District Environmental Commission will be convening to hear all about the Act 250 permit application BAI and Walmart have put in. So that's, well, actually, this is the pre-hearing conference about it. And that will be held at the Rutland Regional Planning Commission office, 16 Evelyn Street on the second floor. That's at 10:30. And the pre-hearing conference will probably establish who is going to be making an appearance on behalf of whom and whether anyone is seeking party status. Now, the town of Rutland and the town planning commission both have automatic party status, but we need to talk a little bit tonight about whether we're going to send a representative to this meeting. As you probably are aware, we did negotiate some terms for municipal impacts to buffer those impacts for the police department and a little bit for the fire department. So we do want to make sure those things are part of the Act 250 process. But this is just a pre-hearing conference. And then at that time, they will talk about scheduling the hearing itself and the process from there and whether any additional information needs to come in or any, it's a court process, essentially. So it's open to the public, by the way, folks.
Thank you.
I wouldn't expect anything real exciting at the pre-hearing conference, but who knows? And yes.
I noticed an item on the agenda was on the board. I was completely unaware of it because I don't follow it. Shame on me, but I'm a reclusive curmudgeon on Quarter Line Road. So, but I noticed you've got a question about Quarter Line Road being changed from Class 3 to Class 4.
Yes.
And what does that entail?
Well, I'm going to let our highway, whoever wants to talk about that.
Well, basically what it started, somebody from the state, I don't know the person's name, was questioning that portions of the Quarter Line Road are Class 3, and then there's a section that's Class 4, and then it goes back to Class 3, if I'm right.
Then it goes back to Class 4.
Yeah, Class 4. So, we have decided, the committee recommended to the full board that we just classify the road as a Class 3 road. There will be no specific changes to the road. The only difference, the town gets a little more reimbursement for the state from mileage that they had through the state. But there's not really, I don't think there's any real big change. I mean, we're not going to go up and dig the road up and do anything with it or pave it or anything. It'll just be classified differently, but the road itself is not going to change. Unless it's, and some things that we have discussed here that I don't know if the folks that live along that section know, but that is a pre-existing military road. That's part of the Crown Point Road that originated in New Hampshire and went to Crown Point, New York, Fort Ticonderoga back in the 1700s. And that being said, because that is part of the military road, that's actually has a wider right of way than a standard Class 3 road. Under any circumstance, whether it's Class 3 or 4, that's what they call a 4-rod road. So it's the right of way up there is about 65 feet wide, center half each way. Just something to keep in mind if you drive up and down that road, and you can assume what 35 feet or 34 feet either side of the road is part of the road. It's a different classification because that is a military road. So
is that a document showing that somewhere? An action of making it a wider right of way? So
it would be in the
military. They probably went where they wanted to go.
Yes.
Wherever it is. And the other thing you have to know about roads in any town, roads are not always centered in the right of way. So where a right of way may go, where the road is actually placed within, so a normal 3-rod road is about 50 feet wide.
Right.
And so you can assume from the center line 25 feet each way. But if the center line isn't in the middle of the right of way, then one side may be different. And most of this stuff is surveyed and recorded where the road should be. And it's part of the town has a highway book that classifies that. But that's the way roads are done everywhere.
The bulk of those are surveyed?
No,
Well-
I think what you'll find, the highway book
Yeah.
goes back through the minutes of select board meetings and any action we can find.
Right.
That, pulls together what records we do have of every road. That one,
Yeah.
there could well be
Could well,
something.
part of it's,
I wouldn't, I
yeah.
would hesitate
Yeah.
to say that had been
Yeah.
surveyed at all, but you're welcome. I mean, it's public record. You're welcome to come in and town clerk has it in her vault.
Yeah.
Take a look. It's interesting reading.
so when a property, you do this,
Yeah.
Mary, so like a property that's borders the road,
Mhm.
part of the survey for the property, doesn't that show
It
May-
may.
or may, or road? I mean, I know that some folks have told me that, property lines go to the center of the road, not to the edge of the road. In different things, so I think it depends on when stuff was divided, when it came into existence. If there doesn't seem to be any cut and dried fast rule. I know when we did the work on McKinley Avenue by the Public Safety Building.
Yeah.
The pins that are set out for the properties adjoining the Public Safety Building are about 14 feet off the edge of the road. That's where you'll find the pins. They're not on the edge of the road. So how things are done, but in the archives of state transportation maybe, or when these roads were created, they may show that. I don't know where you could actually find that, but that is a known fact is that these roads had a wider right of way.
As a four rod road, Clarendon opened up most of their four rod in their section.
Yeah.
Through there.
I don't want to belabor the conversation, but
Yeah.
a lot of my profession
Yes.
dealt with roads. I know
Yeah.
quite a bit about roads.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so if you want to learn about roads, come see me.
You can maybe tell us something.
This one's been surveyed.
Yeah.
Borderline Road.
Yeah.
Did you survey it?
No, long before my time.
And those records should be somewhere, whether we have them, but that stuff should be somewhere, and it only comes up when somebody has a question and then you go looking, normal day to day, people that drive up and down the road and that's not something you think about.
And it was surveyed before cars.
Right.
And the reason that the traveled way today doesn't follow the survey line is because it was put in when horses were the method of transportation. And if there was a puddle in the road, the horses went around it or a rock or something.
Yeah.
So you end up with this. The survey says that.
Given what that road was and where it started and originated in its history, I think there would probably be records on file somewhere for that road. Because that's, where they are, I wouldn't know where to look.
And there's the story of certain farmers who would plow up an extra furrow every year into the road to take just a little bit more. I'm not saying I know any of them, but could have happened.
A lot of interesting stuff about roads and where they are. Very time consuming.
Any other questions? You guys have good, was good, but everything else was. But do stay in touch. We do appreciate you coming in. We need reminders. But right now, this is on our radar and we're watching. So thank you. And do keep the information coming from what's going on up there. Thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
Shelley, we talked about this person. being
Sorry.
in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Isn't that somehow a danger to? I mean, we can't do anything, Mary. I mean, they're laying in the middle of the road.
Well, obviously, the police were called.
Okay,
And I think the ambulance was called.
The medical emergency.
Yeah,
okay.
certainly that.
Everybody calls 911 because everybody on that road has had bad interactions, so nobody wants to deal with it. It's just easier to pick up, especially with the
I
cell.
know our health officer went up there, looked, and spoke with them,
Who did?
but
And
Apparently nobody
the chief
listens.
and the former chief and I also had an idea and we played it out as much as we could.
Yeah.
So, there are thoughts, so keep the thoughts coming.
well, the thoughts are, if somebody hits that person that hits him is in trouble.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it just, I don't know.
All right.
That's why we're here. Find a solution.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later. I'll keep the pictures coming.
gonna say, please do.
Yeah, I will. Sorry that.
Okay, any other questions from the floor or public comments? Okay. Now hop into the agenda. First up, Dave Sears, Town Road Commission.
Chris, you wanna go first, so you can
Yeah, I was
go handle that, or? Yeah, what? You wanna go first so you can skip out, or?
I'm surprised you didn't bail out the window. If you're quick, you can catch the truck. I'm surprised you didn't bail out the window. All right. Good evening, everybody. I got a few things. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit just so we can stop the echo chamber here. I got a call a couple weeks ago, week and a half ago, I guess, about a sinkhole and a bow in the road on East Mountain View up off of Gleason Road. Took a look at it and so it's kind of hard to see, but the bottom of the culvert here is
Ripped up.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
collapsed and kind of curled up,
Okay.
which let the top section settle. So if you go back to the other picture, you can see the dirt around the edges where
Yeah.
It's
it's all separated.
used to be a seam. Yeah.
So, sorry, at the break.
Now, is that toward the end of the culvert?
Right in the middle. Yep.
Oh.
Right in the middle there.
All right, they're 40 feet of culvert in the road, you know what I just had said?
Yeah.
20 feet each way. Yeah. Right.
It's actually 49 feet of culvert.
Yeah.
So
And that's a 48-inch culvert?
48-inch culvert.
Yeah.
So
So,
it's daylight.
Now, it's not sewer. It's a culvert. So we got something new to talk about for a while.
There you go. Okay.
Yes. Granted. So I called, I sent an email to Robert Clark, Otter Creek Engineering. He was on vacation that week, so they had another guy, his partner came down. He was gonna get with the Rivers and Streams guys and see what our options are. Gonna assume they're not good. Because we just replaced the culvert up on Town Line Road a couple of years ago. And this one's downstream, so it's gonna be bigger than that one because it collects more water, obviously. And that was a week and change ago, and I still haven't heard back from Otter Creek, so that means Rivers and Streams is turning. So this will be fun.
You can assume another.
It'd be a box culvert.
Yeah, another box culvert. Yeah.
Am I optimistic to think that this was
Do not be optimistic.
schedule for replacement? Nowhere.
We're actually thinking about a different one on the totally opposite end of town.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not even
Not
where
this one.
Not even where
Not
this
even-
one is. It's the next one
Alright.
on the radar.
And it didn't make it into our culvert inventory that's supposed to be getting done here pretty soon.
That just started today.
Yeah, it didn't make it that far.
Almost. They're so close.
You know, because that's part of the culvert inventory is to identify potential,
To find these. It's to find these, that's what that's for.
yeah, to define these. And this one found us.
Yeah.
And because it's downstream from the box culvert they put on Town Line Road, we're all three of us pretty sure they're gonna say, yeah, you gotta put in at least the same structure you just put on Town Line Road.
At least.
Because that's the way they work.
Yeah. There's like two other streams that meet it before there too, I think.
And this may even be larger than the one we put on. We don't know until they come up and look at it. Because there's no way in heck they're gonna say, oh yeah, just put a 48-inch tube back in.
No.
That ain't happening.
I was like straight stream bank full width on that one. Looked like it was about 8 feet.
All right.
So
So,
Short term.
yeah.
So we needed to have our depreciation fund for box culvert started about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So Otter Creek gave me a couple, you can kill it, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Otter Creek gave us a couple possible options, but they've all gotta be approved by Rivers and Streets.
Yeah.
One option for just to make it through the winter. Because if this has to be a concrete structure, it's all gotta be designed, it's gotta be all of this stuff. So one option is to, put a sleeve in it, get like it's a 48-inch culvert, so maybe a 36 or 40, whatever we can get fit in there. And just let that kind of hold everything up for the winter until we can figure out where we end up next year. There's one house beyond this culvert at the dead end. So I've already talked to him. He's like, yeah, if you got to do anything, we'll just put a car down there. It's all fine. So he'll work with us. I think we can keep half the road open for the winter. We'll plow it with a small truck, so we don't put a lot of weight on it. Maybe we can put some kind of material in there and put a steel plate over it. I mean, we got a bunch of options, but it all depends on what the state says. We're in a
Well, they must
Four
deal
corner
with
stall.
this frequently, so is this what they usually do? Let you go ahead with a temporary fix?
well, yeah, I mean, the thing has failed. It's going to collapse.
Yeah,
They got to let us do something. They're not going to let us dig it up and put in a new 48-inch culvert and leave it. But they may say, you can put a sleeve in there, you can put something in there just to get through the winter and then figure out what you do next year. So since the last time we saw you, we paved the end of Chesana Drive. I don't know if you saw that just came apart for like absolutely no reason. So we cut that all out and paved that. Rowe Street replaced one culvert and fixed the end of another one. The ends, there was some stuff on top of them and it was kind of crushing them, and so we fixed that. That was done for the Class 2 paving grant. So while we're talking about paving, Wilk is going to start grinding East or West Ridge Terrace, David, and those streets up in the neighborhoods tomorrow. So that's moving forward. Roadside mowing is getting close to being done. We started August 1st and we're getting there.
yes, please thank Jason for Creek Road.
I will.
Did a good job. He's doing a good job.
Yeah. The Windmere project finally is underway. It's quite a bit, they just got started, so there's quite a bit of death and destruction there. But
They're gonna make the deadline? Okay.
sure. Optimistic, right? We have started taking salt deliveries. I don't know if I talked about this before, but we went to the municipal equipment show up in Berlin, I guess it was this year, back in May, and I met up with a company out of Rhode Island that will supply salt. So I was talking with Tim Hubbard, our contractor, and we were just talking about stuff. And he's like, well, I go to Albany every day and I come home empty. I'm like, oh, would you consider? And they did. So when they get down there, his oldest son had some medical problems, so it's kind of screwed up the whole flow. But we're getting salt for $78 a ton. Cargo's price was $106. So we're working away there.
Did he come up with a price for you yet?
He hasn't yet. He called me Wednesday last week, said give him a call. I tried to call him, he didn't answer. He texted me on Friday and said he was down in Boston with Tim and he would get a hold of me first part of this week. And I didn't bother him because he's down there dealing with that stuff. So it'll be more than fair, I'm sure. And one last thing, your abbreviated meeting last meeting kind of set a precedent, didn't it? Like, you really need to see all of us? Like, I make a motion. We can suspend the rules, right?
Gallery has a
Discussions.
Yes, discussion, it's been motion's been made and seconded,
Yeah,
discussion.
discussion to follow.
So I
Say aye.
Aye.
You did get that part, didn't you?
We've been here a couple of times.
I was kind of thinking that at some point, maybe we could just split this list in half. And then do half the board heads or half the department heads on one meeting, and then the next meeting you do the other half, then everybody sees us once a month. And if they got something really pressing, then they gotta show up.
Yeah, I mean, so quite honestly, I got crap every week. I'm gonna be here all the time anyway.
And often, and I think the police usually has something. There are times of year when you don't, and then times of year when you do. Fire?
Chris, would it work, Mary, if we thought about
Well, we're
department
gonna
head?
make the change tonight.
Well, no, something to think about. I mean, I did it for 12
We're
years.
discussing.
We did it for 12 years. Is that if there's nothing, if it, by
There's no action item and nothing that.
to do,
needs
then the
to be-
department head just lets Bill know that I don't have anything to report for Tuesday. And they can be on the ballot or on the agenda, but
We're full of good
they,
words.
they won't be criticized if they don't show up.
The only thing is every time we meet, we do orders. And like tonight, we had a question about one of the items.
I suppose that could be if there was something, yeah.
And we're not gonna know that ahead of time. We're
Right.
gonna know it won't here.
But that's
I'm
a
not
pretty rare
saying-
thing.
I'm not saying no, this is gotta be something the full board agrees to.
You'll be available by
Not
phone
the
call.
audience.
I just wanna, if I could throw my 2 cents in.
I thought you did.
It makes more sense then. Just going on what Joe said, Bill sends out the meeting agenda well in advance, and I think if the department heads reply to that, like there's no
meeting, no report.
However,
That
with
was-
the understanding that Bill sits right here and has all of our cell numbers, so if you come in and look at the orders and be like, hey, Mike, you need to come on and get on, I think that's a reasonable request, knowing that, we don't have to be there, but you might have a question, and if Bill calls, then I think we owe it, or if you catch it in time, then we do come. I just think a compromise is there. I mean, I don't mind coming in time, but I mean, at the same point, I don't always have something to say, and the meetings could go a little bit faster.
Let me also, it's not about speed, I don't.
No, I understand.
It's
Really?
also about, the department's also hearing about what's going on among other departments, because you do quite a few things together. I mean, road projects affect the police. A fire situation or an Act 250 permit would affect all of you if there's going to be a hearing. So it's a little more than just want to have to show up, but we also have been pretty good about having, folks call in, especially if they're not feeling well, but call in if you don't have that much. And just checking in with us.
I guess, if department heads are available on Tuesday, but don't necessarily, if they don't have anything, they just be available. We could work around that. And then if we needed them, we can go, because now that we've modernized our meetings with visual aids and all, remote meetings. We did it for 2 years. We never met. Year and a half, 2 years. We did it remotely for, those first 2 years of COVID. So
Everybody did come.
everybody was
Screens,
available,
yes.
that needed to be. I mean, so if there's some,
I mean, we're responsible as the select board for the oversight of the whole town.
right.
So we really do have to know what's going on. And although there may not be an issue or a vote for every department, every two.
Or you could ask for a written report if they're not going to be here. If there's nothing that
And
we need to vote.
we have received that for a couple.
So
of
we could do
times
that
from
too,
some
just.
folks, yeah.
My only concern is, like tonight, we had a group of people.
Yes, we did.
That
You're
had a
right.
complaint. If they had a complaint or a concern and it was Mike's department, but Mike wasn't here, then we've got to table it. And it may be something that needs to be dealt with sooner than later.
You're right. And we did have the police were here and the highway was here, and they did have concerns about that.
So,
Okay.
we can think about it.
All right, well, let's continue the discussion. And I guess maybe what we can do is maybe Bill and I can go through and see action items for the past, or motions made for the past 6 months or so, maybe even a year, because that'd be fun research to do. And see how often some departments like Larry Dell Veneri in the transfer station, I mean, he doesn't come, and it's rare that we have something, but if we had an item, he would be here.
Yeah. So you don't want to hear my idea. See, my idea is that we always follow the sun. So in the summer, spring, summer and fall, we meet later. So those of us that work outdoors could work longer. And then in the winter, when it gets dark sooner, we'd have meetings earlier. So, you know, those of us that work daylight till dark.
Anarchy reigns.
That didn't go over well the first time I brought it up either.
Keep the ideas coming, folks.
Anyway, so
Okay.
you brought up an interesting point. One of the more talkative ones.
Why I'm here. There are two items, one in your packet, that related to the Stratton Road over.
Okay, thank you.
Not color coded, Bill, so
not
yeah, I
Dell.
don't know what to tell you.
Next one, action item A, board to review for approval the contract for Stratton Road Culvert Project. And this is, I believe,
Number one.
number one.
Get list.
And this is agreement between the town of Rutland and KT Hathaway contractor. They were the low bidder, you will recall. And this is for the contract price of. We had already accepted their bid and agreed to award it to them. So, this is the replacement of the box culvert.
Do we need a motion to approve the contract?
Well, it says
That's just
between
the
town of
engineer
Rutland and
contract.
KT Hathaway, so
This is the engineer contract.
It's basic one before I assume.
this agreement is by and between.
It's all standardized, whatever national contract they use.
The EJCDC.
Between owner and contractor construction contract stipulated price, copyright 2018, and the engineer's house. Page 7 of 8. Okay. Got this.
Why am I missing the contract price? What am I missing here, folks?
I think it's in a sub sheet that's not attached to this.
Yeah.
Well,
183,400.
There's double. Right, it's an exhibit.
then there's the notice to proceed, which is kind of confusing document. The LLC. Bill,
This is what they sent me.
who's they?
Creek
Otter
Engineering. They do all the. Up to the. Whole thing now.
Well, we should.
The price is stated in the contractor's bid and bid schedule attached hereto as an exhibit,
Yeah, it's in the email.
but it is not. So let's get this and attach it here too. Yep. All right.
183,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
no,
that.
I mean, if we're gonna sign it, let's get.
we should get it signed as soon as we can so that.
I understand that, but Bill, can you run off the exhibit?
I'm trying to find her email that has it on there, because
There's this thing here says effective date of contract by 14.
It was the Thursday email, Bill.
Is this the correct email? August 14th?
My point is, it's 2 weeks ago, so it's that problem.
The notice to proceed,
That's
yeah.
it, the
Because, well,
timelines that run on.
we did not have the bond, right? Until
Yeah.
when?
last week.
Yeah, the effective contract date has to be the date of the bond. It's the way the bond's written. So it's the 14th. And then it's gotta get. Hope you guys never have to experience bond companies with their paperwork. Because the bond gets sealed, stamped and sealed in Texas, I think, and then it gets overnighted to my bond company in Pennsylvania. And then they put it together and they 2-day FedEx it to me. Oh, yeah.
Well, so we can let you go and then we can move on to other business and we'll hold this pending, you'll get the exhibit to attach to it.
Is there anything with the board to meet in executive session? And that's no word, what reclassification of the Quarter Line Road?
Yeah, let's go on to E. Is there?
So I think we had something in there that we have to like schedule, we have to.
Give you the example
Yeah.
in your packet. Number 3 is the example of what is the process for this, which is.
Yeah.
It's a process. So it starts with setting the site visit public hearing. That's the thing that's gonna start the whole thing off.
And do we need to have a motion and do we have a recommendation from Highway Committee, which I think we got last time?
I mean, we, as the last meeting we had, we recommended to, change the sections that are class 4 to change it to class 3.
Right.
To make the road uniform classification. So that is our recommendation. So now we just need to, I guess we need to set a date for, site visit. Initiates the process.
Okay, well, we have to
We've done it.
pick a date for the site visit and the hearing. We've got to provide notice.
How long do we have to, what's it?
At least 30 days before the site visit.
Okay, so today is the 25th of,
But we've got to post the notice.
Every person on the road has to get a certified letter
yeah,
twice.
So this is going to be.
yeah. Just, I mean, it's very similar to what we did when we gave up the other road.
I mean, I could see if you were downclassing the road, but if you're upclassing it, what's it matter?
Yeah.
You're gonna turn it to
It's reclassification.
Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't say up or down, it just says.
yeah.
So if we, today's the
Pain in the
25th, so
butt.
the soonest is 25th of September, which is a Friday.
Oh, no, wrong day.
You can't, no,
Yeah,
that's
so we-
not the soonest.
No, I'm thinking 30 days out. That we could have the site visit, or,
No, because you got to give notice
Yeah.
at least 30 days in advance and you've got to get.
Oh, so you gotta
The
get
notice.
send them.
Yeah.
right, so,
They have
Bill's
to
gonna
receive
do all
them.
right,
the
so
paperwork.
we can't have a site visit probably till October.
October.
First.
All right, so why
The
don't
leaves will be
we?
falling, it'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
Just be
Why don't-
gorgeous.
If it's snow on the ground, we'll have to shovel our way up there.
Bill to start getting the paperwork in place.
Yeah. No,
And
this
come
is
in
not
with-
critical. You know, it's not.
Well,
yeah,
it's kind of been this way for quite a while, apparently.
Yeah,
What would we figure out? $56 a year or something?
yeah, no, 110.
110.
We're
Sorry.
gonna spend more on certified letters than we're gonna get from the state on the.
On the first year, yeah, we're gonna lose money for 2 years.
Sure
To satisfy
I'm gonna
somebody,
get one of those, aren't I?
Sure are.
yeah, you land on it. So we'll start the process.
All right, so Bill, would you start the process, please?
I sure will.
Okay, and come up with a schedule that works.
Remind me why this matters.
So the contract, the Stratton Road contract is 367 pages. Somewhere in there is that information, but I don't know where it is.
It's
It's enormous.
All All right.
The normal document.
The number, perhaps you can just read it into the record.
How can you find that many words to describe what?
You have no idea.
Takes up 365.
No idea.
One word,
Oh, there's-
lawyers.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame that on lawyers. That's
Really?
an engineering, somebody's.
Let's do this. Do we have the minutes from the meeting where we approve the amount?
It's the bid schedule sheet, Bill. That's in there. It's like maybe not quite halfway down. Piece of paper on edge.
So you have it in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is this?
It's the bid schedule?
Yeah,
What is it?
it's 183,000.
Okay, so we're good.
Even?
Yep.
I have a copy of the, I just put it right there. This is a copy of the, stuff.
Oh, those were the
Those were the prices. And so the Kurt's price of 183,000.
Make sure the regular got his contract.
Yeah, it's in there.
All right. So you want to make a motion that includes the number?
And we're gonna be approve the contracts. The price of 82,000 even.
Yes.
Good, like that, I'm changing.
Motion's been made. Is there a
Second.
second? This is the contract for the KT Hathaway for the culvert project.
Stratford.
What's the case?
My middle name
I
technically.
know. Good.
Tony.
Tony?
Yeah, that's my grandfather's name on the mom's side.
What's his name?
So is there any further discussion related to the contract?
We have to authorize you to sign, Mary, on behalf of the board.
Sharon wants the full name.
Is it Tony or Anthony?
No,
And Steve,
well, his name was Anthony.
Matt, I'm ignoring you. Matt, did your motion include authorizing the chair to sign on behalf of the Dell? Okay. And, okay, so motion's made and seconded. You're out of discussion. All in favor, unless there's more discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 4-0 with Kurt abstaining.
Anything else have to separately move for you to sign this other thing?
Yes.
So
Second.
she signed the other thing.
The other thing is AKA
Notice to proceed.
a notice to proceed.
Yeah.
By the town of Rutland for Otter Creek Engineering. So all in favor, there was a motion. Did you second, Kurt?
I did.
You should stay.
Yeah, he's not here.
I'm not doing it.
Kurt's not here.
Joe did. Any discussion about the notice to proceed? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0 with one abstention.
All right. Beautiful.
Go for feeds and they go. All is required.
Do we know about the culvert itself? Is it ready? Is it available on schedule? Because before he digs a hole.
I paid for it. I don't know that it's ready, but I paid for it.
Well,
I was waiting for an email.
okay. I mean, it would be a good idea to know when they're gonna, yeah. Because the longer that hole sits empty, the worse it's gonna be.
It's the first thing you have to do when you.
Yeah.
You schedule the crane and the delivery date
And
you
then work back,
everything
work
backwards.
Yeah. I know it's not your first time, but I'm just bringing up things that are floating up here because.
Well, yeah, and hopefully, because we're supposed to be out of the stream by October 1st. We could probably get extension to the 15th, so it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
As Mitchie said, it was supposed to be September 15th, the box is gonna be ready, so.
Do you have anything else for Dave requiring Dave's presence?
Nope, we took care of the,
Okay.
It's his birthday. That was my.
Thank you. We almost made it.
Don't celebrate it like you did all day at the shop. Cake and ice cream you ate all.
I have a very, very good authority. There may be a specially prepared dirt cake next door.
Dirt cake.
That's appropriate.
So
Yeah.
In the conference room was especially prepared cake for you to stop there before you go.
He hasn't been embarrassed in public in a while.
What else has been called out?
All right, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Is it like an edible dirt cake? It's an edible dirt cake?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not just a bucket of mud.
Gators being a flat tire.
Hey, but I got two for birthday, no.
Of course, I gotta fix them, so that's not.
Cake over there.
When was your
For real.
birthday?
My birthday was a month ago. You, right under the radar. No problem.
Have I been released?
Thank God I got to show up for the 11th meeting. I was all good.
I'm not telling anybody. Remind me.
I know when yours is, don't worry.
Yeah.
We all know.
Quiet over.
The road is this one.
I said nice things about you, Bill. I can say
You did,
everything.
you did.
It's the road. The road's gonna shut down.
Right. So,
Yeah, we're good. Time to move forward.
oh,
Do
okay.
you think so? I don't know. 15 or 20 people can talk this long and say nothing.
Fire chief is
Good at
out on call. Marie Faignant, town lister.
Wait.
The chief's wife.
She got,
Given a piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
It looks like,
From anyone we know?
yeah, the fire chief.
Oh,
It looks like he was looking for approval for a new firefighter. From you guys.
Fire what?
Firefighter.
firefighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's on 16, he's on 16 Campbell Road. I'm not sure if that's the side of the city or the side of the town.
It's the apartment complex on the city side.
yeah.
So he's a city resident. And I don't know if he's met with him or anything, but he looks like he's 22.
It all filled out, Carrie. And I believe that Teddy's shaking his head. They've done the background check.
So you signed it?
Yeah.
Background check, good.
Yeah. I move to accept. Can you give us a
Yeah,
name?
we should have a name. Yes,
Can we put a
please.
name on that?
Sure.
Carrie? Yeah.
Sure, it looks like Connor Mazzarella. Mazzarella?
Mazzarello.
Mazzarella.
Anyway, somebody
So-
spelled it wrong. But anyway,
No.
okay. I'm just giving you a
It's
hard-
an A. So, yeah.
They must be distant relatives, Sharon.
Is there a motion?
I move to accept Connor as a Rutland Town firefighter.
Which has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Then it appears from the document.
Would you like to
which is
see it?
Being shown from afar. That the background check has been done. The police indicate they have
Sure,
done
you
it.
can give it to Kurt.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Please indicate approval by saying aye.
All
All right.
Right, motion carries.
I think we signed the bottom, is there?
Thank you.
Yeah, somewhere. That must be something to do with state statutes. That the fire department,
I don't know.
because it's a volunteer department or municipally, owned-
We've always.
because we always have, yeah. And I believe when I was chief, the board had to approve them and sign them.
Yeah.
So it must be something to do with it because a long time ago, when we got the right to vote for our chief, state statute says in our type of event, the board appoints the chief
Mhm.
in this type of department. So that's how the bylaws got amended to that the board would appoint the chief in conjunction with a vote of the membership or in compliance. Somehow that was worded. But anyway, so there are rules about this that are above us, I guess.
Okay,
It did happen. The select board appointed somebody that the membership didn't approve.
Well, yeah, that happened.
That did happen.
do I put this in my folder or
You
are you
give it-
going to
give
see
it
the
back to-
fire chief at some point in the future? Okay,
Put it in your folder.
okay.
You'll see it at some point, right?
By the way, he's not here. We can't harass him about Jenny's phone number. Yeah, I saw that video too.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and Trevor got it.
So there's a social media trend, and the principal of one of the schools that he works at in the Rutland City Schools was going around the school for the beginning of the year and kind of asking people, what year were you born? And they tell you what year, and then all of a sudden, what's Jenny's phone number? And some people understood what that meant and some people didn't. And it just so happens the chief had no clue what that meant.
675-309.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
you to have every
Jenny,
phone number.
I have no clue.
Yep.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to admit to it.
So check it out on Facebook. I highly encourage it.
Yes, Joe
What's
is
that?
around. He claims to know, but.
Yeah.
Joe's around when the ponies.
So is it safe now for me to call on Marie?
Oops.
Okay, Marie Faignant, town
All right.
lister.
I have very little to say. We have the P&L that you guys have.
Yeah, why don't you tell us very briefly what this is about?
So, past beyond grievance, once grievances are closed, if there is a issue that, is created by the lister's work, we have to come before the board with information as to why, we need to adjust the grants. There's 7 of them, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And some of these are, the business, the majority, well, all of them except for one is the business personal property people who have indicated that they had either closed the account several years ago or had removed property off their accounts that had been continued to keep running forward. So with our new notices of assessment having gone and been sent out this year for 199 businesses, I think I got the attentions of the businesses, but many of them go through their tax accountants, so there's a delay. So many of them didn't grieve per se, but these are lister errors in aspects of should have been removed maybe a couple of years ago that they've said. The first one is one that we're hoping the property was actually sold to another business in town. So I've reached out to that business to make sure that they've included that in their inventory. And I'm waiting to hear from them, because if they didn't, then we can do an E&O to recoup that loss. On the tax roll.
So, for example, the first one.
Yes,
It's a change in grand list value from
42,000.
Yeah.
To 0.
1465. Am I looking at the correct one? Or
Yeah, so it's the change of the grand list value is 139,430, but the
Okay.
tax liability is 42,000.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the 42,000 is coming off the grand list.
All right. But you think it's recaptured elsewhere?
I'm hoping, that's the one I wrote to them. I sent them notification that we'd gotten told that it had been sold to them. So they need to confirm that they included it in their inventory, and that's being investigated.
Rest or fairly small.
Yes.
Except. Well, I don't know. What is the last one?
So the last one is it's actually one I made. It's the first one I've made in 3 years on the real estate aspect of it. There was a revised subdivision permit done, and what it shows is that there was 3 of these lots we thought were standalone lots, and the taxpayer sent me an email on his homestead because he hadn't gotten a homestead, didn't grieve, but then said, oh, I'd like to talk to you about that these 2 parcels should stay together, which prompted me going back into the subdivision and finding that less than 1/8 of an inch on that subdivision plat does touch the other parcel. So, and it was convoluted. It's actually, it went into Bill and I said, because we had actually looked at these lots together at one point, but then I did it again, separately. So they're
value
contiguous.
went From 103,600 down to 42,500.
Yes, because the minute you combine the volume, it's 51 acres and 10 acres. Now, the 10 acres is no longer a standalone parcel. So it's
Different
value immediately plummets when it's added to the 51 acres.
All right. So is there any motion on this? We all get to sign.
So we approve these changes, is that what we're doing?
That's what we're being asked to do by the
Okay,
list.
so I'll move that we approve the changes presented to us by the listers.
Second.
And seconded. The errors and omissions.
Errors and misses,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Certificate.
omissions only has one M.
That is the state form, but I will definitely look at that.
Okay, so any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Sharon, sorry, didn't hear
I
you.
said aye.
Okay, thank you. All right.
So on this note, we are gonna try to, because a lot of this is because there's multiple software programs that are being used, so we're gonna try to come up with a manner in which we can confirm businesses that are not, so a lot of these are non-filers. So, which the process is if they're still active in our books, they get the tax bill. It's generated and a penalty is attached, and we've talked about that before. So we're gonna try to go through and verify that most of these businesses are still active, so that this doesn't happen again. Because like I said, some of these are years old that just got brought to the attention. So, the other thing is I just want to tell taxpayers that we are processing their information building permits, and we're going to start inspecting for all those projects that were summer projects that are now done in the fall, like new decks and things. So we'll be out and about starting to phone call people. So other than that, that's all I have.
Any questions for our head lister? Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.
Your corn chowder was excellent. I need the recipe.
Mike Rowe, Town Rec Director.
Oh,
He's already been.
I
know.
This is more.
my middle name. First off, a huge thank you for, again, the celebration day. It was probably one of our better ones. We had over 400 people. It was because of the cooking, and the wagon driver, and the police speed cart, which was great. Watching the kids run barefoot across the pavement, which was awesome, and then run into the grass that is kind of sketchy, but that's okay. I've already set the date for next year. It will be the 15th, the same Sunday. It worked out on my end very well because I have plenty of guards, and then we stay open for the extra week, and then, which leads me to the next part. The pool is closed, covered, new covers on it. If you were there on Saturday at 12 o'clock and walked by at 5 o'clock, you would have noticed completely different. And then if you went by Sunday afternoon, you would have thought the pool was never open. So we close it fairly quickly, and it's all boarded up
Battle of
for
Bennington
the evening.
Day is August 15th. Is this the 250th coming up?
I am not from here, but I thought it was, but I don't know. So what does that have to do with?
Could be a big event.
Something about.
You could.
Oh, yeah. I've scheduled most of the people to come back,
Yeah.
and I'm just waiting for them to send me their invoices so that we can pay them appropriately, and I will re-email them.
1777. One more year.
One more year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's next year.
Yeah, it's next year. We're into 27.
August 16th.
Yeah, it's August 16th.
Is the 250th anniversary of the Battle of Bennington.
There we are.
August 16th.
August 16th.
So that would be a Monday.
Right.
We are going
muskets,
on.
boys.
Battle Eve.
We are going on that. So we can figure something out.
Yeah.
Definitely the bands.
Battle Vans, I'm redoing that as well. I'm expanding that to 5 weeks
Versus
rather than
fire and
3.
something.
We could come up with something. I'll take any and all suggestions, but the date works very well on my end. To be selfish with guards and everything
Well, we
else.
still have.
So a Saturday does not work at that time of year. I can't say that I could have the pool open.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing
Well,
that
I mean,
out
we
there.
had 400 people there.
And we did, and it was a beautiful day. Everything went very
Gorgeous.
smoothly. Incredibly. And you know,
I got it. I got 3 calls about it. And people were wonderful. They just thought you did a super job.
Well, it's a huge effort, so it was great, and we've said that, so I want to thank everybody for that. Again, the pool is closed. My early tallies are about 8,500 visits to the pool this year, counting everything from the minute we open the gate to people to come in. Which is a little short, but some of our summer programs had to dial back because of funding. So some of our school groups that come only came a couple of times.
Weather cooperative summer.
The summer was a great summer for weather. Part of my marking, I do a sheet every day. I tally what goes on. We only closed 2 days or 3 days this entire, we closed completely one day. We were open the entire rest of the summer. So weather was actually pretty darn good. It was hot and we were busy, and I can give you the form that I've been keeping for about 5 or 6 years or longer than that, of who comes on what day and how many people and whether they paid, whether they're passes, groups. So I track that so that I know. And if we close, I put close because of weather or what have you. So I do that as well. Well, the grass is still green, so that means I'm happy, and it looks like it will be for a while. On the 12th of September, we start our Saturday soccer. Down at Northwood, we host the U10s, which are grades 3 and 4. That brings between 400 and 600 people through the park on that Saturday morning between 9 and 1 o'clock. That is every Saturday starting the 12th of September. So yes, your help would be great because we are fully loaded all the way down in the back, and people have been very respectful. So, what else did I want to do? The Halloween party. So I know the chief of fire had to leave, is going to be on the 30th, which is a Friday. Halloween's on a Saturday, from 4 to 5:30 with our trick or treat on the trail. I met with the school officials today to start planning that with the kids like we have for years. So that's already started in motion for that event. The city parade is the 24th. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the week before. I looked at it and I'm like, well, it's Friday. It's not Halloween, but it's right before Halloween. I was thinking of going the other one, but I'm like, no, it's right before Halloween. Let's go that Friday night. A little chill in the air. Our senior lunch I had to cancel today. Postponed because of the rain, so we're going next Tuesday out to Lake St. Catherine. So if any of you would like to join that are seniors, it's make your own sandwich. I know it is make your own sandwich. And other than that, that is all I have. Other than sending the email to correct the address. But I won't take you, but I've had issues with Rutland, Mass. In Rutland, Vermont. It's very weird.
Well, aren't they the home of Heifer International? That's kind of how I remember them.
I have no idea what that
Rutland, Mass.
is.
It's a nonprofit that ships animals to poor families in Africa, Asia.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What time was the trunk or treat thing?
It's at the school. It's 4 o'clock to 5:30. Please. And I think you were outshined last year, by the way, by the fire department. I'm just going to throw that out there. They clearly were well prepared to hand out candy, whereas Fort Perkins had a little thing of candy. So just letting you know. We do have a little contest. And that's all I really have, unless you guys have anything for me.
Anything else for our rec director?
Oh, one other thing before I do that. We are meeting next Thursday, right at preliminary with the pool company to discuss the findings of the next phase, and from them being at the townwide celebration.
And they did
So,
get some feedback.
they did, and we're going over that as well as the other stuff.
Very good. Very pleased to see them. And thank you, Mike. Big thank you for all of your work, and to Bill, and to everyone who participated.
Yeah, Bill was, Bill did great. Drove, got the ice, jumped off. He might even hopped on the grill there for a little bit.
And to Josh Terenzini, former chair of the select board, who thought this whole thing up a long time ago.
It's been a huge success, and we've had great weather. So thank you to everyone involved and everyone that enjoyed it.
I'm gonna go have some dirt cake.
green fighting.
Real quick, sorry, soccer.
Oh, Mike, did you have an executive session? Something
That
you-
issue has been resolved,
Okay.
so thank you.
I like it.
You like-
I do too.
I like it.
Don't really, didn't really want to. But it has been resolved.
Soccer's at 9
All
a.m.
right, Ted Washburn, town police chief.
They started.
Stopped by and visited with Rowe last week. Cause he comes up for the fair, cause he had the hot tub business.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So it's late, but we'll go over July stats. And then next meeting we'll have August stats. Start with the one with the pie chart on the front. It's the one that's just on top right now. So total value for July was 188 added cases. Of the 188, 46 were traffic stops. And breakdown, we'll get to the south end stuff. Of the non-traffic stop related, we had 5 arrestable offenses. One wasn't coded properly, but the other 4 were there for, 2 retail thefts that were misdemeanors, a trespassing that was a misdemeanor, and removal of a surveying monument, which is a criminal offense in the state of Vermont, punishable by a fine. There's your law history for the ones that we had to look up.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you how much research it took to find that one.
It's pretty
plain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nobody would normally know it exists.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
Perfect.
paragraph
It
long.
was a monument rather than.
So the way they're,
pin?
no, they're classifying a pin as a monument.
Okay,
Or,
and this was a pin that was taken.
No, that's what was reported. It was something next to the pin. It didn't actually meet the crime.
It came in as it though, so it codes it out as what it came in as, but it's been a little bit of a battle between the neighbors, and we've been involved and we've been doing our best to not be involved because
We do have fence viewers.
we do. They have attorneys too, and they are really involved.
Yeah.
So
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Every attorney's go to court.
Yeah, correct.
I used to hate boundary cases.
Yep. I can see why.
Yes.
Any questions on those?
You never know what you're gonna run into, do you?
There's a lot of obscure laws in Vermont law. It's pretty fun sometimes.
I see the fingerprint folks all showed up.
Yeah, the school sent out the email and we're still getting them now.
Yeah.
They're trying to cram them in still, and school starts tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Any questions on the first?
The second is the south end stuff.
Yeah.
So, southern cases was at 58. It was just a couple short of 25. But it puts our overall call volume for the month at 51. And
Slowly picking up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think August you'll see an uptick number. Just based on what we're going through right now, I think you'll see an uptick number.
Are you getting calls to the Diamond Run Mall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are. To the mall, to the property. So
I haven't seen censor up there since the last time that everyone came in and grieved a bunch of grievances, if you will. And I'm not up there every single day. None of us are, right? But
Say they were hiring somebody new.
they were going to, they ended up having a meeting of the minds, if you will, with censor. And then censor went up there to take care of the RV issue happening at the time. Because police were involved in that part as well. And then I've never seen them up there since.
I haven't looked lately. How's the trash?
Not great.
Growing?
It's mostly small stuff. It's not huge trash bags. I was just up there the other day. I don't know if you saw it
It's not
yesterday,
like it
but-
used to be with mattresses and piles and people dumping what looks to be apartment stuff there. It's just little things throughout.
Any evidence of PAI or any of their agents up around there? If you haven't seen Sensor.
No,
No.
I know that Belden had one of their security cameras torched. They
Oh.
literally set it on fire. So that's our case, but. So that
Okay.
happened.
So Bill,
We need to reach out to
I
them.
think we need to reach out. And we're gonna, and they're going to want to do something because of that pre-hearing conference, which is coming up September 10th. Okay.
There's an encampment on their property as well, which has been there for a while. The folks there are saying that they're on the neighboring property where they have permission. There's literally like the trees are flagged showing where the line is and they're on the mall property. Which would potentially be resolved if the security company contracted to be up there was actually up there, but isn't up there. So just be added into the slurry of issues.
So that is the issue, pretty much.
Yeah. I think.
Same conversation every time, they don't do anything, and then. Meeting of the minds, they do one thing and then they
Yeah.
stop.
And if
For a
there's
couple days, it goes better.
an
And then,
arson incident, nobody reports it. Did they report that camera being torched?
yes,
They did.
Belden
Okay.
called us.
Okay.
Because
Belden called.
Belden called us
Because it was
because it's
theirs.
their equipment. It was inside the fence. So Belden's the one who called that one in.
All right.
It's gonna go on until it goes away.
Correct.
Well,
And if it don't go away pretty soon, it's gonna get worse. Oh,
well, pre-hearing conference.
yep. I wouldn't, yeah, just don't wanna do anything to derail the project. But on the same note, they need to do what they tell us they're gonna do.
Well, and that's why we just asked Bill to
Yep, they just,
reach out to them. They want to hear when there's a problem. There's a problem. Ongoing problem. Yeah. Thank you. All right, now. We did have under action item. Well, there's two things here, but let's go to the police department participation in the highway safety program. So your police committee did meet and we talked about this and we thought it was even with constrained numbers of officers on duty. It's an opportunity for officers to get some overtime. And it's also because the patrols can be on our local roads, two birds, one stone kind of thing. So, Matt, you probably have a better explanation than I.
More if we want to do and getting paid to do it. Win-win.
Told you.
There it is.
So we recommend to the full board that the select board authorize our police department to participate in the highway safety program.
Don't move.
second,
Motion's made and seconded. One question, it's just highway safety. It doesn't involve any other stops by, agents from the federal government or any of those folks. No cooperative ventures. This is purely traffic.
It's site policy. State law.
I know state law does prohibit it, but I just
So
wanted
the
to make
stone
sure.
garden thing, this is totally separate from that. This is a completely separate grant. This has nothing to do with that.
All right. Okay, motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you.
Motion carries 5-0. Oh, good. Please, don't let your guys get exhausted.
No. The other, school starts tomorrow, so if we do not have an SRO, we will be going in as best we possibly can. Having people up there in the morning for morning drop off, afternoon pick up. And stopping at school again. The SRO position is still being advertised. We're still getting it out there. The school is putting it out there as well. Their chain letters and everything else, positions open.
I know you had a candidate, did that not?
She withdrew.
Withdrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We do still have a candidate for the patrol officer position, and that's moving through the process.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll talk about that tonight. For executive session. We talked about it at committee.
We did. Yes,
At this point,
okay.
we're good to go with. the
You're
wraparound.
close enough that we should do an executive session. Okay. Right, we shall do that. Can you guys wait around a little while longer?
So, you know, this is my pet peeve with the school, is the morning drop off, the afternoon pickup. And obviously, I don't think the school has done anything to relieve that situation. And I don't know whose responsibility that is. Shortly after one of our meetings, when I brought this up last spring, Bill attended a function up there and sent me pictures. They were parked all the way down the hill, on the sidewalk, everywhere. Now, I don't know how to remedy to that, but that to me is just unacceptable. But I don't know whose responsibility that is.
So last year, Officer Perkins, when he was here, he explored that. And there's a grassy patch of area next to the gymnasium. I don't know what it used to be, but for as long as
Mike puts a skating rink.
Yeah.
In
So
back of
Mike-
the gym?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Mike puts a skating rink there during the winter, but it's a completely flat, wide open spot. So Mark pitched it to the school about paving it, making it staff parking, and then that alleviates all those other parking spots. And what Mark was told was that eliminates green space on the property, and they don't want to do that.
Well, we don't want to eliminate autos on the sidewalks.
You know, they park on the new paved sidewalk, but they're parking on the other sidewalk that is separated by 2 or 3 feet of grass.
Yeah.
And they're jumping the curb. It's like,
All right,
so
So that was his recommendation last year.
yeah,
It didn't go anywhere.
that would have been a good one.
I don't know if the municipal side of government can put any pressure on the school board to alleviate that problem, but it's and being right on the crest of that hill,
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know, people like to park in the worst possible places.
Yep, and it's lemmings effect once they do. Once one person does it, everybody else follows.
How many parking spaces were proposed for back there?
I don't know the actual number. I looked at it. You could probably fit at least the entire staff there.
It's pretty good size.
It's
Yeah,
a good size,
yeah.
it's a good size spot. I understand that.
And the green space argument doesn't really work because they just got land a couple of years back. So they've got no green space.
I think they don't want to go through the stormwater permit thing
Well,
again,
yeah.
because they just did the stormwater ponds up there.
Yeah, could be.
They might,
Where's the money for that come from their budget?
It has to be the school budget, yeah.
Yep.
that could be negotiated. I mean, we're the ones bringing up the
Yeah,
thing. We
well-
might have to kick in some money to help
Well,
pay
I
for it.
mean, for example, if it were all engineers and laid out and we had a paving project. You know,
Yeah.
we've done that before.
After we buy our school back for $1.
Okay, the school land,
School building.
the north, oh, you want the school? No, I don't want the school.
Yeah, I want the town to own it.
No, I don't.
Right now, the school district owns it.
I want the land up at north.
Well, yeah, but.
We'll give them $2
I want
then.
a school district not to own properties.
Yeah, that's,
The other part.
that is a good situation and all.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know how that happened.
That would be a Lynette question. I'm sure
Yeah.
she knows the answer somewhere.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a few minutes because she'll give you the history and.
Yeah. In her opinion of whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
very good. But anyway,
any other, let's see, let me just reiterate. So we've done the highway safety program, the pre-hearing conference for Walmart 250 hearing is September 10th. That's a heads up. And the first part's a site visit, although, wouldn't hurt to have the police around there and see if sensor shows up. And we'll see if the place gets cleaned up before then. That'll be interesting. And then it's down on Evelyn Street for the conference itself. Let's see if there are any. And the question for the select board is, do we want to designate someone to go to that pre-hearing conference on behalf of the town? and say, we're here, we're putting in an appearance, even though we already have party status. And we want to participate to protect what we have negotiated with the developers BAI for fire and police.
Not gonna hurt.
Okay, who would you like to do? Do we call on our town attorney? Do we call on, I don't know, the chair of the select board?
You know,
It's up to
well,
you.
you know,
We
I
can
don't,
prefer
I'm not one to sit here and give things. You are the most well versed in the SAC 250 process, probably of all of us. But I'm not gonna tell you you have to go, but I'd ask you nicely.
Oh, okay. Do I get a mud cake sometime?
Huh?
Do I get a mud cake
You're always-
sometime?
You're fine.
Well, it's, you know, I could go to that and I can listen.
Oh, you're
and-
welcome to.
And I may, depending
Yes.
on whether we're ever gonna go haying this year or not. But I don't know what to ask. I don't know what's right or wrong. You know, Mary's very well versed in this,
Yeah.
and she's kept us up to speed, so. But, you know, if we all show up there, then I don't know.
I may ask if we all show up at the hearing itself.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what's going to happen at this, other than we're gonna find out if there are some third parties who want to come in and intervene.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping there aren't somebody just show up out of the woodwork and delay this process. You know, and that's always a possibility. That's just, the state's done their job already, so we don't need any help from anybody else.
Okay, so if there's no objection, what, if you folks would vote to authorize me or
So move,
designate.
at least our board chair to attend the hearing.
Okay. Motion seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0 with one abstention. Okay.
Discuss a personal matter at police committee as well.
Oh, yes, we should do that. Okay, next, Barbara noise pulling. Don't go too far.
Good evening.
Barbara.
Hi, yeah. Well, the Planning Commission had a good day at the Community Day celebration too. We were asking people to help us come up with a name for the pocket park, and we ran out of sheets for them to fill out for that. So we got 55 responses, and well, I'll have to take it to the Planning Commission later this week and figure out what our response will be. There were some 3 or 4 names that rose to the top, but they're all pretty comparable in number. So we'll try to figure that one out. We also had a survey of 10 questions for the upcoming new town plan. And we got 28 people to fill that out. And we got I think some pretty clear direction on things we might want to add. But let me talk to the Planning Commission about that too. On how we want to.
So you folks are gonna compile all of that and give us a report on what the survey results were.
Absolutely. And maybe our recommendation for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regarding the pocket park, we we had a meeting with AOT. Mary was there, Bill was there, Dave was there, a couple AOT people. It was, we set up a meeting to figure out how we were going to move the watering trough from, back off Business Route 4 towards Center Rutland to the pocket park. And so, they were wondering where it was going to go. And, we told them that the first phase of the pocket park was going to be the old Route 4 that went over Otter Creek and into Center Rutland. And they thought they never relinquished that right of way to the town. So everything kind of stalled out for a moment until they found their paperwork. that it had been relinquished to the town quite a while ago.
Well, they found their paperwork like 12 hours later.
Yeah.
So there was a brief,
Moment when you saw, yeah,
oh,
I heard this
bad
story.
word. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we were okay.
It was a long moment, and
It was. I mean,
yeah.
they had relinquished when they put the new road in, which is fairly common. They relinquished the old right of way and they just forgot that part.
Yeah.
So there was a point at which we said, so if you guys still have some kind of right of way interest, would you like to help us pay for this? And they did not seem interested in that
I
whatsoever.
can't imagine.
Right, right. So, yeah, I guess we're waiting for Robert Clark to help us wrap up the details on getting the pocket park going. Meanwhile, we're still continuing our work on the sign content. We've got a great quote from Chief Don Stevens of the Abenaki, welcoming people to that area. And we've got a great photo collage of the people, of the types of people, military and settlers and such, that use the Crown Point Road. So I mean, that was really exciting to see that stuff. And I think as we talk more about the pocket park and the signs, we might be getting, some more interest, some photos dug out of attics or things like that, that can help us with the signs. And the language is out to several stakeholder groups, and we're getting responses, and people are getting into it. Is the bottom line. Yeah.
Barbara, what year was the Battle of Hubbardton? Not Bennington, Battle of Hubbardton.
I don't know exactly.
One right after the other.
I mean, I could look it up.
I think it was.
I imagine they probably walked from there to
I
one
think
place
it
to the
was.
I don't know if they were the same year or not.
1777.
Done it's to Aberdeen about 42. Then starts up.
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah, July 7th, 1776.
Okay.
July 7th.
Okay.
About a month apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Vermont State firefighters used to parallel the convention, the firefighters convention, with the Battle of Bennington days, whenever it was held in Bennington.
Remember one year when you folks were down at the Holiday Inn with your convention, and a prisoner had escaped from the correctional facility, and they thought they were on our farm. And there was a very long story, but it was very funny. But anyway, It turned out not to be. So sorry, Barbara, we digress. Anyway, all of this historical stuff is all hitting at exactly the right.
Yeah. You say that road went right through that area.
Right
through across, right up.
Right. Yeah. And, a lot of after all the military uses, the Revolutionary War era, a lot of settlers used it to get into Vermont, in Western Vermont. But it originally started as Indian trails. So there's so many tie-ins. It's great.
Yeah. Okay, any questions for Barbara? We'll look forward to the survey results and your recommendations on those. Thank you for your continued work on the pocket park. We're still there. And I know Robert Clark is out straight with a number of things. And so it's not just this project he's, we're waiting for responses on. It's just a really busy time of year for him. So
he did email back this afternoon.
Okay.
Finally. And said basically that. And I kind of told him, like, what we really we need the concrete details so we can do the fence bidding, so we can do, like, there's just that's really key. So he's hasn't responded to that yet, but he did actually follow up on that topic this late today.
Good. Thanks.
Yeah, because we really don't need much from him, just a few numbers. So
It's like somebody telling a lawyer, all we need is a couple of sentences. Okay, anything else for Barbara or the Planning Commission? And what's the day on which our subdivision ordinance becomes?
October, the Monday, the 13th, since we're closed the 12th, so October 13th.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
We're
thank
getting
you for
there.
that.
Yes, thank you. Okay, good evening, Barbara. Thanks very
Okay.
much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Here.
Mhm.
Okay, Mike Delehanty, no. Larry Dell, Veneri, no. Kari Clark, town clerk and treasurer.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
Everybody awake?
Go on. You're good. Don't hit me if I'm snoring.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll try to go as fast as possible. So last, I don't even know where we are. So the 11th, right? We had primary elections. Participation was down. Participation was down all over the state. So
Well run, by the way.
yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Mhm.
Yeah, we didn't have any issues, which was great. So the next one, I kind of wanted to touch a little bit upon the next one, to remind people that are listening and that read the minutes. This will be a mail-in election. It's a general election, so the state is running it. If you're an active voter all over the state, you're getting a mail-in ballot, and we've been through this a few different rounds. So I'll remind people that you'll have to go the affidavit route if you want to choose to come in person. We will have the polling places open as usual. I can give more updates as we get closer. The one thing that I do want to put out there though is whatever your address is as of September 1st, which is right around the corner, that's where your ballot is going to be sent. They're pulling addresses right around the 1st of September. And if you're an active voter, you will start to see ballots sometime around the first and second week of October. So as you can imagine, that's going to and usually does pose a little more work in the clerk's office around that. Looking forward to it.
So I can get worse.
It really is. Yeah. Really is. Nothing I can control, but you know,
Good job the last time, so you feel all right.
yeah. I feel like we'll get through it. Everybody's dealing with the same thing. Except we may have some extra things to do with during that time, but I digress on that too.
The commission is to try to hammer onto people, and it's hard to get the word out to everybody about dates. Like if you get your ballot, vote and mail it in, because if you wait too late and you mail it in, it's gonna be late.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad that you said that, Joe. It's a nice segue into this important piece that I want to put out there too. More and more every year, there are our post office is not becoming as reliable as we once had it be. And people are starting to slowly realize this, and it ends up happening to them and getting them to realize it because they are still sending in their tax payments through the mail very close to the due date. And I want to make it very clear to people that that is not a good idea any longer. We still continue to keep our processes here And if your tax payment is coming here after the due date, it is considered late. It is something that you're not going to know about, unfortunately, unless you give me a call, check up on it, or at the end of the year, get something from our delinquent tax collector. It's just the way that we run. And my suggestion to anyone that asks me, anyone that talks to me, if you want to mail that into us, do it well in advance. Do it weeks in advance if you can. If you cannot do that, if you don't have enough money yet, and I get that, walk it into us. Trust me, there's so many different options. Come to get a form so that you can get it taken out of your account automatically. That'll ensure that it will never be late. There are things that you can do to help that situation, and I just wanted to put it out there. It's so important. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that come in and complain to me. It's not, it's on the taxpayer. I've given so many options. So that's just my soapbox for the night. We are seeing tax bills go, locally. They aren't getting to the addresses that are local because of the way the mail is running. So just all that. Try not to bore anybody, but it's just getting really frustrating sometimes in the office when you constantly hear the negative. All right. So let's see. I wanted to put out there too that I am working with our program that if you make tax payments online, we use something called MUNICIPAL. And it does make things easier for you, but I have noticed so many roadblocks in that system where I've reached out to them and asked them if they could build us a file, and they are working on it. So, meaning you will see changes if you make your payments online. Hopefully when it's ready to go soon, those people can see what they owe in real time. So,
including the interest if they're.
yes. I can't even tell you the amount of issues I had in May. I've never seen it that way before. And it's actually delaying a couple of things in-house, meaning our audit.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to kind of circle around to that too. Our audit for fiscal year 26 is starting. They were on site the last couple of days, and there is an engagement letter for you to sign at your leisure. I want to say something about that a little bit.
Yeah, it is item number 4, I believe, in your packet.
So, I work very closely with.
When Bill puts it in here, it ends up being a different number in the pink folder,
It's
but
the one on our door.
it's the one on our desk, AM Pike.
I work very closely with
Yes.
Sharon from the AM Pike and Andrew, and they are lovely. I get more and more information every year as I talk to them, and without boring you, without going into a lot of detail, it is more money.
Way up.
Way up. And that is because there is more time being had by them to look at our financials, because there are certain things in, and I keep saying this, but I can give you a little more detail. A certain portion of NIMRIC that doesn't do what other accounting software does, and they have to spend more time building that when they are here, which is causing the cost to go up. We've talked about not replacing, but supplementing a portion of, so the general ledger is our kind of like how we keep track of the checking, right? Supplementing that portion with another software, and we can talk about that a little bit later. It was just in the beginning stages of talking to the auditors. They did have a suggestion about where to look, but that is why the cost is up so
Yeah,
much.
well, we did just approve the listers reappraisal with NEMRIC for several years.
Oh, yes.
hence.
I'm not saying NIMRIC is a bad program whatsoever.
No, it wasn't that. It's part of it was because this is what we already use. We're not saying we scrap the whole
I am not
thing.
saying that
We're
at all.
saying we
I'm saying that
augment it. Okay.
there is something out there that you can use that will give us a little more information on with the accounting piece of all the modules. And all it would take is a simple like entry to make them talk to each other so that we could still use NIMRIC.
Okay.
But I got a little more information on why that was up in price, and that is why they're spending more time on a certain thing.
It's up $8,500. It has been 19, but it's been around 17, 18, 19 for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's up to 27,500.
We all went into the wrong area. We all should have been CPAs. So that's
okay. So do you recommend that we remain with AM Pike?
Oh, absolutely.
And you're satisfied with their services?
Very much so.
Okay. And Matt and I are on Finance Committee, and I've always found them good.
Absolutely. And they are so helpful. I got to see
An ongoing history.
we have an ongoing history.
When you jump ship, you start over.
And it costs more to start over.
Yeah. And I absolutely really enjoy that company. In fact, I saw a retired member of that company come in the other day. We had a lovely conversation, and I did extend to him how much I enjoy his son-in-law and how his son-in-law teaches me a lot and does so without any judgment. I do.
So you recommend we remain with AM
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
27,500 for audit. We have
We should just
budgeted.
Yeah, but you're just gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna come up short on one end, but
Sometimes we ask for additional support and they're gonna build that separately, which maybe they haven't been doing in the past.
Yeah, we should be aware of that when we're building the budget for coming year too.
there weren't glitches in the system, Mary, we had no problem. If everything went smoothly, what would we have to worry about?
What would we talk about?
Yeah. I'm so used to glitches that this is like, okay, this is one you can cure.
Yeah.
You read the motion.
Yeah, I was looking at the budget just to see how much we did budget. And we didn't put it under, what did we put it under, professional services?
I want to say that's what we put it under.
Yeah, I think we do.
I don't recall ever seeing a line item just.
Professional services, no, not for them.
No.
We budgeted $30,000. Last year, we budgeted 23,000.
Look at us thinking ahead.
Yeah, well, the previous year, we actually spent just about 43,000, so.
That might have been for some different, but.
That probably had the bond council and stuff like that.
Those were Teresa came from.
Oh, okay. Okay, so is there a motion? Motion's been made and seconded to approve the proposal for AM Pike to do our audit again for 27,500 and with additional services to be billed
There is a
outside. If there
signature
are.
page on the original.
Yeah.
It's just a signature page.
Are we governance signature as opposed to management?
I always get that confused.
I think we're governance. We'll just sign on governance. Anyway, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
All right.
Aye, motion carries.
So they will be back on site on September 7th.
Okay.
because they're giving me time to try to rectify a couple things that are issues, ongoing issues.
Okay. Right.
And then the last thing is, Deborah and I have conducted, a handful or so of interviews for our third position. And, we'll be meeting soon together offsite, after hours to discuss how we feel about bringing aboard certain people or considering certain people, one in particular, but
Okay.
yes. So, and then I have no idea if you wanted a status on the last couple of days in what potential we're looking at for November election. I know if we wanted to keep that, wait for a week or two when we meet next.
I think since the matter isn't yet resolved and you have done your part and then are waiting for a response, I think we should just wait
You
until
got
that
it.
comes in next time.
You got it.
I think Matt knows to what I refer.
Yes.
So
that's totally fine.
Did I send it around? Yes, I did. I did send. We received communication from Town Council Kevin Brown about the matter. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay. Any questions for our town clerk and treasurer?
This has nothing to do with anything, but it does have to. When well, it's something that I think about when I'm.
That's how I talk, Joe.
Nothing that's, but when we do our budget, the general budget, we always have our income. And there's always a line for anticipated income from delinquent taxes. And when we start our budget, we assume we're going to collect 100% of the taxes, and we base our tax rate on that to pay all the bills. And of course, some years we only collect like 96% or 95, whatever. And I was wondering that, like we're a year behind, but does the income from the or the delinquent taxes cover the shortfall on the anticipated taxes? You know what I'm saying? If you were supposed to get $96,000 or $100,000 and we only get 96,
right?
We're
and then you budget
we're short, and all our budgets are based on getting 100%.
That's right. Yeah.
Does that delinquent tax money that we usually collect, which is usually in excess of what we anticipate, does that offset that negative part on the taxes? Or is that a question you've never really looked at?
Well, no, it goes with what Matt, goes with what Matt said, and what I've also had a note, correct me if I'm wrong, but putting in the budget status reports for each department, what is anticipated and what has been collected for the taxes for the current year. You have mentioned that. Does that seem to go with this and how it all ties together?
His question has to do with the
delinquent,
budgeting, and we've mentioned that.
Yeah.
To the auditor, who was gonna think about it. But to your point, I mean, it's gonna be pretty close.
Well,
it's gonna be close to
because
wash, which is why it's never been a problem.
Well, one time we were quizzed at a pre-town meeting about having several $100,000 anticipated income over what our expenses were, and especially in the general budget. And when I think about that, I think, but if we come up short on the collected taxes, that overage usually ends up probably offsetting, especially the delinquent taxes, that offsets that shortage. I don't know how much 4% of our total town taxes, but it's a significant dollar value.
Right. So if I'm kind of like thinking about what I normally send over to him at the end of the year, average, right? I would say 275, 300,000 that I usually give to him
Yeah.
to try to collect.
I was thinking this
And
year you
he's-
said it was like around 4.
Yeah, it was
Because we were
closer
down
to
to
that
60.
because, this year was just
And then
something.
if we collect, if the process works, so it's like we're a year
We're a
behind.
year behind because he's
'Cause you're-
collecting, exactly. But
So
also then there's all
I'm pretty
this.
close to the 100%.
Mhm.
Cause I just wonder how a town makes up when you're expecting, and I use $100,000
Yeah.
coming in and you only get 996,000. Where, you can't just go, cause we don't borrow money, but.
And then it's a timing issue, just like you
Right.
said, it's a
And
year.
then that's why I can sometimes think that the job's a nightmare. Because you never collecting and everything doesn't work on
It's timing.
Right.
It is timing. You're absolutely right. And I love my job, but that portion of it is very hard to control. And timing for even the current taxes coming in is actually some of the issue as well.
We're gonna be,
And
you're
do
gonna be
you
right
have
down
enough
to.
money in the checking
Yeah.
account to pay
Right.
until the taxes start coming in?
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, we're good
Yeah,
because
I
taxes
figured.
have been rolling in.
Cause people
Right now.
people like me don't all wait till the last minute.
No.
I encourage people not to wait to the last minute for so many reasons, so many reasons. But that's also something that would be great if we got some updates from our delinquent tax collector.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I think we should get like
Yeah.
how much he's collected for us and what how all of that has played out. Just a suggestion,
Yeah,
not that
Oh,
I'm,
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Be good to know, wouldn't it?
well, I think he's anticipating on doing it, but I think, it goes along with this conversation, so I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, I'm just saying,
No. It's
be a
just-
good idea.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so, I'm done.
When you're hiring,
Yes,
did we actually budget for a third position? Because I know we had.
We did.
We shifted some
we did.
comp
Yep.
around last year.
Yeah, we did. And we're not, I would say that we are going to be saving on that line anyway, from what I feel that person would come aboard, in what month that person would come aboard, so.
Sure.
Yeah, still some things to work out.
Is this under office help salary?
Yes, I think so.
That's right.
They're like 45 or something in there.
45,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Is the Secretary of State putting out any guidance about yesterday's court decision, or are they
So
holding their silence for another week or so?
well, I was on a webinar, it's not called a webinar, Teams meeting, right,
Yeah.
this morning for something completely different that they said was very urgent. The Secretary of State Elections Division, to them, urgency is a little different than my urgency. They wanted to talk about, I guess they put out a press release on the DMV, over several years, I guess, have sent to town clerks people to be on the voter registration checklist that requested not to be. So there's a whole discussion about that. And then, so from my understanding, they meaning the election division, they are administratively removing 850 people off of over the state, right? Checklist. To answer your question, they addressed that and they said they weren't going to talk about it today. So what happened?
Supreme Court.
Yes, the Supreme
Yeah,
Court
well, it's not
decision.
terribly definitive anyway, but.
They said they
Yes.
would have more information coming down, probably in email format, so I'd be happy to share whatever I get. I'm sure you get something too. I mean, it seems,
What she puts on from Porch.
does she do that? Yeah. Sarah, right? Sarah, yeah. Yeah. She was part of the press release today.
Just let us run our elections as we have, because we know how to do it.
Yeah.
Imagine being Secretary of State's office and have to print ballots for 200 and, was it 51 different communities?
52 state towns.
Yeah, you get it right, and we're a little state.
Well, now they're
Talk
gonna be-
about California,
Now
New
they're
York.
probably gonna be told they have the wrong envelopes and, get new ones in the next 2 weeks. or something.
And,
So-
and then you got little town of Rutland that's gotta send them this list of, JPs or whatever we wanna vote on, and they gotta be printed in the back of ours.
We met that deadline. We're good there. It's gonna be on the back of that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
just
we're
make sure-
good there.
Make sure it's Rutland Towns and not somebody else's, you know, you turn your ballot over and there's no, who the hell are these people?
You know,
Well, in Massachusetts, so it's like-
I can see so many things to muck this up,
oh, yeah.
that it's beyond comprehension, and we're just a little state. Think about California or New York or some of these where there's hundreds of thousands of.
I just think of
millions
Burlington, honestly, if you want, you know, that,
Yeah,
you know,
it, you know,
We
it
do
makes,
okay.
it makes our little problems look like.
Hmm.
Do okay.
it'll be
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for error, but man, we really try to keep it straight.
Do the best you can. So
But-
will you get a sample ballot before they send them or not?
Absolutely.
You do.
Yes.
So you get to at least say, okay, hey, you did this one right.
Yes,
Yeah.
but not only that, Joe, I was given an email. If it's crazy the amount of emails, but to verify. So they had a list in a spreadsheet after all the town clerks gave in their JP nominations. We each had to go in and verify that these were the names. This was the exact information that we gave them. I did do that. We had a deadline. I did that the day it came down. I did notice a discrepancy. I let them know. They said they corrected it. So we'll
I guess
move
because
from
we're
there.
doing it electronically, it is faster. I can't imagine doing this by mail before we did everything
Mm.
electronically.
I-
You get your ballots in December.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for
If
Kari?
you don't,
There are some things we just can't
We have no
fix, but
control
we
over.
do pretty good on our.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Kari. Appreciate it. JP not here. Joe Denardo, Public Safety Building Clerk.
so some outstanding things that we have talked about for the past year and a half. We need to discuss about, paving the back portion of the lot that was not in the original contract. It's stone now. So we'll have to decide whether, I don't believe we'll do it this year, but maybe at budget time between highway and the, maintenance on that building, we could come up with a number. Maybe Dave could measure it for us or get somebody to go out and measure and figure roughly what that would cost. Cause I think it's settled well enough. I don't think it's moving anymore, but, you know, it'd include paving where they park and inside the impound yard. So, we need. Yep, no, go ahead.
I wouldn't pave inside
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
We get a vehicle from a wreck.
Yeah,
I'd rather have it go on stone than.
okay.
That's just, the troopers right now with their impound yard are having a really. With the state of Vermont and our vision because of that week and things like that.
That's a two-sided coin.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it better to collect it on the pavement and do something about it? Or it goes onto the ground and then so I think before we decide whether we pave it or not, we should get some guidance from somebody out there. What is the best practice for that? You know, I mean, we could design that so that it was, say, pitched to the center and it would be there and then figure how you would get rid of the hazardous materials. But it's a good point. Will be something we'll need to look at. And then, we've talked about the, powering the pumping station at the foot of the hill. In the event of a long-term power outage, that building will ultimately have to close if that pumping station doesn't work. So, I had hoped that we could get the electrician, JJ Brown, to do that. I don't know if we should send him a formal letter and ask him if he's interested in connecting that for us, because it'll require some digging and getting that line run. He's the most familiar with the station, and him and I have talked several times about it. the size of the wire has to be significant to get it, carry the proper current that distance. But there are 2 conduits in the ground and he thought he could make that work. So
Are the conduits in the ground?
yeah,
Because we talked about doing that.
well, when the building was being built, and then I brought it up with JP, with his clerk of the works, that we need to address that so we don't, excuse me, have to go dig up a brand new parking lot. So they ran 2 conduits. I think there's 2 extra 2-inch conduits and they surfaced by the pole out there. So, that needs to be, we need to decide if we're gonna have JJ do it and if he wants to, or if we have to hire somebody else that would be unfamiliar with the building.
Purchasing policy, it's gonna be under,
Well, if he came in and told us it's probably gonna cost you 10 grand to get it done, then we gotta put it out to bid. If he said it's under 5, then we could get some selective bid, or we could just have him do it.
what is it? It's 30,000 now
Is it
for
30?
going out to bid, I think.
Yeah, this project's gonna be more than. I'm surprised it has 50 grand.
Really? Okay, so.
It's a long ways.
Yep, so we need to,
Wire.
All right.
we need to
Okay.
look at that. And then the other thing we've been talking about, but I don't know if I was serious, but I don't know about the rest of you, is finding out if we can change out that big generator for one that would be more size to that building. We're not gonna get out of it scot-free.
Yeah,
I mean, that generator is humongous, and in the long run it's going to just cost us money. And I'd rather see if we could, if we'd have been on the ball, we could have sold it maybe to Killington up there or somebody, because they just put one in the same size to do whatever they're doing with snowmaking or whatever, and
we got a mall going in.
they might be interested, because I think it would run that mall.
It would run all Walmart.
Yeah.
And probably 3 other buildings.
I mean, to me, it would be worth talking to Joe Anthony about and see if they would be interested in it, and make some kind of arrangement with him that maybe if he bought us one that fit our station, we'll give him that one. To me, that's a win-win situation, but it really needs to be looked at. Okay, those things. And I do have a call into Naylor and Breen about the repairs to the building, and I haven't heard back.
Other folks are doing theirs, so this.
Yeah, I'm hoping, I haven't heard back from Kim, but I will follow up again tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. But maybe that's, if Joe Anthony's around, like next week or whenever, I'm assuming somebody from their company will be at that hearing.
Oh, yeah.
So it would be a really good time to broach that subject with them if they are interested in a very large 3-phase generator.
But I'll probably mention it to his attorney.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Cause I think that might, if they were thinking about backup power for that building.
Belden's constructing, right? But
Belden will be doing the site work.
Okay.
Walmart has its own construction crews that build their buildings for them.
All right.
I got that out of that meeting we had with them, and I understand now better how they do this.
Okay.
Yep.
All righty. Do we want to do the executive session with the police department before we hear from Bill?
Bill would rather you heard from him.
I know he would. Come on up, Bill.
Those 2 guys over there are smiling. Bill doesn't have much. We've covered just about everything, right, Bill?
You've done a good job.
Yeah.
I think the agenda's all covered. And I think everything in the packet's covered.
Oh, no, we got that.
One thing in the packet. Yeah, we do got that.
Yeah.
In your packet, you have, correspondence from the city, which is not entirely exactly accurate. Dave is still on. So Dave and I were talking about this, and while it is true, we don't want to take over the management of their water system, like we don't want to become their fire district manager, we do want to have the infrastructure belong to the town.
Right.
The city provide the water. We never were like, yeah, the city's gonna just take over everything and it's all theirs. That was not it.
Whatever it got said.
So this goes into detail about that scenario where they just take the whole thing over and go from there, and that's not what we want to do. So
I mean, they would do the billing.
Just like we do now.
Just like we do now, but the infrastructure is ours.
Belongs to us, right? We want to have
we get our O&M.
Well, yeah, but we become responsible for the maintenance of it, but it's ours.
And then we hire them to do the maintenance.
Exactly.
We need it, but we should own it.
Right.
We do not give up anything in the town.
Right. So
Yeah, no.
how would
I
we
don't
like to,
disagree with you guys.
how would we like to follow up with them?
That is not our intent.
Yeah, tell them maybe they should, pick up the phone, make a phone call before the attorney spends 3 days typing up a piece of paper. Next time.
I mean, we have other situations in town where people are on city water. Now, granted, this is a fire district that's disbanding.
Right.
But there would be no reason for a fire district. Because the fire district must be buying the water from the city now.
They are. So they,
And then they're selling it to their constituents.
more or less, they had a bond and they had to pay off the bond. And once the bond was paid off, then this scenario could kick in. And that's what just happened.
Right.
They've just finished paying off their bond. So, so that's, yeah, so they buy it from the city and then in turn built, but this is Prior Drive. I mean, it's the entirety of Prior Drive.
Right.
Is that the only thing it is?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
It's
Gotcha.
little.
There's also a question, because I talked to Tommy Garofano about this the other day, and I said, I was actually working for Belden when we put that line in, and we picked it up at Mountain Travelers, because that's where it ended, which obviously isn't there anymore, but whatever's in there now, I think it's a dentist or something. And that went all the way up past Home Depot and up the bank and up to Prior Drive. So when they got the bond, who owns the pipe from the old Mountain Travelers to the hydrant on Prior Drive? And Tommy said he wasn't sure who owned the pipe on Route 4. So we need to find that out, because that's obviously is in the town. And is the town collecting the O&M for those businesses that are along that stretch, Midas and Home Depot and all those guys? I don't know the answer to that question. We can look into it, but there's
So they would deed us over the pipe. And that would be, I mean, because when Russell's ran that water main up Gleason Road to the Meadows and the Gables, there was that long go around about who owned it. And I think in the end, we ended up with it. Because that's usually the intent. I mean, the fire district did buy it, they put it in, they paid for it, and then they would be turning it over to the town, not the city. See, the same as the 16-inch main that GE paid for down south. We put that in and then they turned it over to us.
Same thing Hitzel's getting ready to do.
Yeah.
Right. I think this is going to kind of lay some groundwork for how this is going to just start happening.
These fire districts foot the bill to have it put in the ground, then the town takes over ownership and maintenance, and they
We
pay
charge on that. The
and we
city
charge
water flows through,
it,
the
and
city bills, we
this-
do O&M on top of it.
Like, we get the O&M, the city gets paid for the water.
And that works on how many other
We're
places?
got a
in
few
town?
going.
We got a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should change the model now.
I agree. So I was kind of surprised when they said, "Oh yeah, we're just going to take over the infrastructure." I'm like, I don't think that was what the intent was. So we don't want to manage your water system. No,
But there's no management system after they disband.
Right.
And they're on city water.
Right.
Because the city takes over billing for the water and.
Right.
we have the-
You know,
I mean,
we got that request from the other private water system up of East Pittsburgh Road. And we said, no, because that's an
isolated
system on wells. You know, we don't want to get into that. And I think this might be where they got this idea that we don't want to take over the.
Could be, yeah.
But this is entirely different. This is
So how do we respond to this? Do you want to draft a letter with the help of these guys?
Dave can probably, but if you need Kurt and I involved.
Dave and I'll start on it, and we'll
We like
bring
what
in.
we've got. We like the model we've got. Let's stick with it.
And I also think that we need to talk to the fire district and let them know not to be making any decisions.
Yeah.
They
What's
need.
going on, like, where did I miss a meeting or something where somebody came in was talking about this thing?
No, no, you didn't either.
That's what I'm
Because when
like,
I
where
read
did
this, it's like, well, where did this come from?
Yeah, the town has declined to take any role in the future water system.
Yeah.
When?
And I think
when?
and that comes from the system that Bill Mattson had.
I guess.
And we declined to take over that system. So
I think it's Marie, I
That wasn't
think it's
just a
Marie
vote.
Pennington.
No,
this is an entirely different.
Marie Pennington's the one in charge of this, and she had called me about this, and she's like, "Does the town want to take over our fire district?" I'm like, "We're not taking your fire district. We're not taking the management over." She's like, "Okay." I'm like, "All right." She's like, "Well, we're at the end of the bond." I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll talk about this." And I said, "We got to bring it to the board." And she's like, "Okay." And then this comes. So, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
there's some leaps.
I would reach out to them.
Oh yeah.
Quickly and
They're-
tell them,
Their,
do not
their
make it.
premise
Well,
is
this
wrong.
is
for starters.
this is not a quick process anyway, but
Right, but
they're
they've been buying water from the city.
right for a long time.
Yeah.
They're going back 20 years.
Yeah, they took some leaps in this one, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a while.
20 years.
All right, well,
2000.
we'll bring that back around and we'll get some updates for you.
I believe they put it in 2002 or 2001.
Yeah, it was just before I became fire chief.
I think they had a 25-year bond.
So that makes, right, yep, makes sense. Bid
him about putting the stones in the white.
Yeah. Bid requests for heating oil and propane went out. They'll be available for the next meeting to review.
Scary.
Could be. I did submit the grant application for the study of restoration and relocation of the covered bridge. It'll be a few weeks before we hear any result on if we are awarded it or not. Devin from the Planning Commission, Veneri, helped me with it a little bit, but we got that in on time. There is Mike Rowe is working on a grant application. He was very, very, very early stages of one for the pool at the park. National Forest and Parks has a grant program which could award up to $1 million toward replacing it. Long story short, there was land designated as recreation only and was perpetually encumbered as recreation land. We built a highway garage on the land. So now we have to do some rearranging of financial value of land to offset what we did. It's not uncomplicated, but it's moving forward. We can likely use some recently purchased land at Dewey Field that we purchased the last several years because we never designated it recreation. So, but the value has to be there, and we have to get an assessment of property. The listed assessment wasn't quite enough, apparently. I just heard back from him today. So, but they need to include the land under the building and some of the parking lot in that. So we're still working on that, but there'll be more to come. There'll be some things we need in the future, but we're working on that. But not doing it prohibits us from applying for a grant worth up to $1 million. So it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
It's worth the effort. We have going through the ordinance book and updating you all have the new copies of the subdivision bylaws in your ordinance books. All the department has to do theirs on their own. I'll do yours, so yours are all done. And I was flipping around and I came across which I thought was our transfer station one forever. But we have a variable rate pricing ordinance, which I'm sure you all are intimately familiar with, which went into effect 11 years ago, and it requires service providers in the town to submit information to us regarding their rates. They have to. Yeah.
Came up with this.
11. Some of the people sitting in this room.
I was here. You were here.
So it's in effect, and it requires any solid waste haulers to provide the town with their rate structure, essentially to ensure they're, I guess, not playing games with the rates. It's an interesting ordinance, but it's there. One we're going to look at and see what the intent was and what you want to do with it, but it's on the books.
This transfer station committee, don't we?
We do, yeah.
Isn't it the same one as the highway committee, or is it?
It's different. Transfer station. That's
I think I was.
that's Joe and Sharon. Yeah.
Okay. Sure, and I, Joey.
Okay.
But it actually has nothing to do with the transfer station. It's completely separate. We do have a solid waste ordinance.
You gotta work with me here.
But this is but it is probably the most appropriate committee to send it to. We'll see, but it is it is on the books.
This is citing statute is,
Yeah.
this is something we.
I wonder if it
required
has,
to do.
if we thought that we did it to protect people from. Oh, yeah, you know, if you have waste haulers in town that are charging absurd rates.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I feel like it's a way of fishing to see if we were getting.
I don't know.
shafted at the transfer station.
I don't know.
That's what it seems like to me.
I wonder who proposed this, because Mary and I were both here 11 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, I wasn't
this
here
one.
11 years ago. I was here 10, I was here before.
Oh, jeez.
So
But I can tell
it's,
you who was here.
there are some signatures on there that we can get a hold of and say, hey,
I don't want to know.
Well, you won't.
so it's an interesting one, but
Yeah.
one that is worthy of some discussion because
Yeah.
either we need to do something with it or get rid of it. Like, but just leaving it there is.
You know who my vote would be right now?
Well, yeah, well, we gotta kind of look through and see what the value, if there's any value to it, but, that's nothing urgent, but just interesting. Last thing is I think we've talked about this in the past. There are, I think it might be list, town hall sidewalk, or no, it's sidewalk. Oh yeah, permit ADA compliance. This kind of goes along with that. There are federal requirements for us to have a website that meets ADA requirements by April of 2028. It includes things like if you have images, you have to have text alternatives for the images, any image. Color contrasts for the text and the background have to be, there's specific kinds of contrast for colors and things like you have to have options to navigate your website without using a mouse. And forms have to be labeled and compatible with screen reading software. So there's a lot to this.
You contract with somebody to do it?
The solution is going to be having a vendor essentially. This essentially is going to drive us to a vendor who is going to create a new website for us. Trying to make what we have work is going to be probably more time consuming and more problematic than to start fresh.
Kind of like redoing our subdivision.
Well, it really is. I mean, it's there is more to that than first of all I can do, and
yeah,
it would be all consuming at that point to do that. So
is it just the municipal or is it everything that's on there, like highway and fire and
our
entire
site
website
in its
has to
entirety.
meet these standards?
Yes, our site in its entirety.
Okay.
What's
your time, Mary?
There's a couple. Well, so I've already started reaching out, and I had one meeting earlier this week, and I have another one next week, and I'm going to try and get some more to get some pricing because it has to be in this budget because we got to have it go into effect in July. So like
July of
it's now like
so we meet the deadline.
April of 2028. April of 2028 is when the regulation kicks in. But we're going to need to do it. So,
roughly 9
At the
months.
same
to
time,
get it.
everybody else is needing.
Yes.
well, this isn't we've tried to take some steps and we have taken some steps to make it easier. But, something as simple as like the forms we have, you have to have font sizes and it's contract. Like there's a lot to it and it all makes sense, but
Somebody that does this for a living.
it's it becomes an overwhelming project.
You've talked with a couple so far.
I've started. Yep.
Are you getting any indication that we're too late in starting?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Not at all.
Realistically, you'll have some numbers by November.
I'm hoping to have them by October because I've the conversation I've had is like, listen, we do budget planning the end of October through November. We finish them in December. We approve them in March and the money gets there in July. So,
they implement it right off, so it'd be good.
But it also can be done in stages. Like it's built, it's it happens.
We missed a deadline. Come sue us.
Well, but
There's a lot
it's
of small towns out there that are going to be.
Anybody,
And
you're going to pull their website.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's what
I don't think we're going to have any issue meeting it. It's not complicated, but it's taking a design. So that being said, if there are things that you like or don't like, now would be the time to start making a list because we can include some things in there.
He's not looking at me, but it's
your
remark is meant.
your name was channeled a few times during my discussion. So yeah. But really like if there's things you like and things you don't like we need to know. So you know, it's not, it's, you can make a wish list, but I can't guarantee I can grant all your wishes. So that, it's just a way of saying, I've started these conversations because we have to do them now to get there in a year and a half. So
Better know now than in February.
Yeah. We know it's been coming, but it's some of these requirements about screen reading capability, like there's so much that goes into that it's not something we're built to do. So
Anything for,
Will you use the arrows?
use the keyboard, it's all keyboard controls,
anything, and we've done our list.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have,
Good job, man.
we do have, yeah, and you want to shorten the meetings. You hurt me, you cut me to the.
All we gotta do is stop talking, all of us. In the meetings, all of us, I didn't cite anybody in particular, you just stop talking, the meetings go fast.
We do have an executive session. And let's see, it's good. The police department needs to stay in for 2 personnel matters. I would request you add to that a very brief legal matter. Very brief, and I want Bill to stay in, and the police can stay in too, but it really is brief and it's not alarming, so.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to go into executive session for personnel matters and 1 legal matter. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Zoom recording.
Yep, perfect, good job.
Okay. It is 9:20. The select board is out of executive session. We have a motion.
I move that. Sharon, do you want to speak?
Yeah.
I move that, sorry, now the complete, a compensation for prior compensated service to the town.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Is there any other motion?
Move to adjourn. Second.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Good evening, all.
Thank you. All right.